So whether you're a beginner stamper or an avid stamper, you can make beautiful cards with Beautiful Promenade. And I wanted to make a thank you card. My card base is fresh fig that's 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Whisper White that's 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of Highland Heather that started out at 5 1/4 by 4. And I have a piece of the Floral Romance Specialty Designer Series paper. I love this paper. I'm using this on the Highland Heather, but I wanted to show you how pretty it is on different colors. So if you put it on white, it really stands out. It's got some Blushing Bride in it. Or if you put it in front of Pear Pizzazz, or even if you use it in front of a whole different color altogether, it really changes the look. And my ink is Pear Pizzazz and Fresh Fig. I will be using some of this ribbon. This is that Celebration ribbon pack. You get 5 spools. I think they're 5 yards each. Aren't they beautiful? I remember starting out and looking at all those prices. I couldn't afford to buy everything. So here's how to make a similar card with less paper, less fancy things. Instead of buying just a whole pack of Fresh Fig, buy a pack of the In Color and you get 4 sheets each of all 5 colors. You can do the same thing with the Settles. You get 20 sheets, 2 each of 10 colors, and that gives you the Highland Heather. And I would suggest that you get the Whisper White cardstock. You're going to be able to use that whole pack of Whisper White. Or you can get some note cards, either way. So I have my same card base, my same layer of Highland Heather, my same layer of Whisper White. I still have that 3.5 inch, but if I was starting out, I would not have that fancy die. So I'm going to just take the circle that my ribbon comes in and trace around that. I am using my Stampin' Up snips. They are wonderful, but just any pair of scissors will get you by for a long time. This will not be a perfect circle. If you take your time, you'll get pretty good. And then you don't have to erase that, just put that on the bottom. And then I'm going to use the Fresh Fig ink, and I'm going to stamp right in the middle of this circle. I'm using the D block, which is, if you're only going to get one block, the D block is a very good one to get. You can stamp most everything with it. And I wanted a little bit more color, so I'm going to use this stamp from that same set. But I don't want it so dark, so I'm going to stamp off 2 times and then stamp in that flower. So that gives it some color. And I'm using the Pear Pizzazz to stamp my leaves. These will go off the edge. And you may not want to spend money on this huge set of words, but any thanks. You can still do that same design, and I could be using the D block for this again too. Instead of stamping things, you could actually use your marker to write your greetings. I do recommend the snail adhesive, but any adhesive will work. Now, what am I going to do about making this fancy border? Well, I could just tear it. You want to tear it up so that you have as much of a design, basically. You're not aiming for super straight. You can still tie your ribbon around it. I'm going to still use my third hand, but maybe you are intimidated by a bow, so just tie a square knot, right over left, left over right. You can still put that same Designer Series paper on there. And I still recommend that you splurge on dimensionals. They're only about a penny a piece. And just slip this underneath here. And the card is still beautiful. So whether you're a beginner stamper or an avid stamper, you can make beautiful cards with Beautiful Promenade. If you follow this link on the video or in the YouTube description below, I'll have free detailed directions for this project and product links. I sell the Stampin' Up! Products you've seen in the video. Just click the links for products you'd like to purchase and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! I offer lots of resources at bevadams.com. Click on the Home button under the banner. Click the Shop button to find specials from Stampin' Up! And shopping strategies to make the most of your money. Be sure to read about the frequent shopper points I offer my customers and the products I offer. You can get information about sharing my Evernote notebook of current Stampin' Up! Products, taggers to name all those layering framelits, a paper sampler from Stampin' Up! Cardstock, heavy-duty bags to store your 12x12 and 6x6 paper, and for the bow maker that my friend makes that I'm always using in my videos. Click the Inspiration button to scroll my projects year by year to 2011. You can go to the original post with directions. If you're new to stamping or Stampin' Up!, you might want to check out the Basics button where I share about stamps, ink, and paper, cutting card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. The Organization button takes you to lots of resources like a practically free stamp pad storage solution, a basic toolkit you can grab and go, labels and case inserts for just about every product, and more. More organization means more time for crafting. Click the Sip Together button to connect with me. Let's stamp if you're near Ventura County in California. Join my team if you're anywhere in the U.S. Stampin' Up! Welcomes people who want to save 20 to 25% on every order, people who want to share Stampin' Up! With a few friends, or those who want to share Stampin' Up! As a business. You can click About Me, where you'll find a link to email me. Whether we get together on the internet, in my home, or in your home, whether we drink water, coffee, tea, or wine, the important thing is to put stamps, ink, and paper together and do something creative. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also to my website so you don't miss a thing. Thank you so very much for watching. Bye.